10 different art styles and a that can barely draw. What does that get you? I don't know. Find out in the next episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. I'm sorry, that was corny. I know I'm not that funny, so let's just like get into the actual video. So the 10 art styles challenge is pretty self-explanatory. Literally every artist has done it. They're just picking a character and they're drawing it 10 different times. Some people do 20, some people do 8, 5, whatever. I just chose 10 because that's the one that I always see, so I was like, that's the one I want to do. Now, when it came to like starting the entire process of this, I stayed in my sketchbook at the beginning. Initially, I was going to do like digital sketches only and just go from straight into digital, no sort of like sketching process. But then when I tried to do that, it didn't turn out that well. Like I didn't really know. It almost was like I didn't know how to draw. And I think it was because the art styles were so different that I had to like go back to the pencil and the paper. And I wasn't going to do every single one in pencil and paper. Then I did the first one all the way up until like the very last one, which you see me doing right now, is Peach Riot. And so I was like, I mean, I'm already at number 10. I might as well continue with all the like traditional sketches into the digital. Like I said, Peach Riot is the first one that you're going to see, but it was actually the last one that I did. And I'm actually really happy it was the last one that I did because I think it turned out the best in terms of just like style. It was my most anticipated from the moment I even like knew I was going to do the Peach Riot style. I was just so excited to start it. So I did the traditional sketch and then I went in and did the digital one, like I want to say the day after, because like I had work or something, and I just pretty much applied everything I had done before. On this style particular though, the lines weren't super clean, but I think it actually played into the whole Peach Riot style. And also shout out to Libby Frame. If you don't know, that is the creator of Peach Riot, so that was why I chose to do that one. I've been following her for a minute and I really like her art, and I just thought this would be so fun, and I felt like it fit my aesthetic. And yeah, pretty much when it came to the colors, I referenced this one outfit that I always wear. Like, if you knew me in real life, you would know I always wear this like dragon shirt, these green pants, and then these like chunky platform sneakers. And I actually did a video on my Instagram story, shameless plug. So if you want to go see that, just, go there, follow me on Instagram, or not, just go check it out, leave a comment or something. And yeah, that was pretty much it. I just went in, changed the color of some lines, added some cute little like details around it, just make it look super poppy and cute and very like, I guess, Peach Riot style. And yeah, that was pretty much it. And this one is definitely my favorite one, so I'm very happy about that. Okay, so this second one, I think this was probably my second favorite, or maybe my third favorite. No, it might be my third favorite. Obviously, if you can't tell already, this is Avatar: The Last Airbender. One of my favorite shows growing up. So I immediately knew this upon wanting to do this challenge that I wanted to do Avatar: The Last Airbender as like one of the 10 styles. Now, I did have a few like roadblocks when it came to creating this style. I referenced Toph a lot just because I like the airbenders the most. So I was like, yeah, I definitely want to reference Toph. She's a main character. I definitely like the way that, her moves are and her like body and her clothes kind of fit on her. So I was like, yeah, I'll definitely take her as a reference. And then I kind of just looked up a bunch of other airbenders and what they would be wearing. And I was like, okay, I'll add this, I'll take away that, and then pretty much just change the colors how I seen other airbenders would wear in their outfits. And that was how I went about the whole design process. But then I feel like the hardest part that I ran into was like the line art. The line art on the Avatar: The Last Airbender style is very thinner than I would think. Like, all of these art styles have like thin line art and it's very clean, so I don't know what program they're using, but it was just like, I don't know, I feel like I made the lines too thick. And though this ended up being one of my favorite ones, I do think there are things that I could have changed. So yeah, I definitely might do this challenge again. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites. I'm not trying to be negative like at all, but yeah, this is one of my favorites. I ended up adding the rocks around it and it is done. So the third style is going to be, what is it called? Oh my god, Steven Universe. I remember when Steven Universe first came out, I was like so excited because I think Rebecca Sugar, she was like one of the first women to be or to create like a TV show for Cartoon Network. So that was like really nice. I was like, I gotta pay an ode to one of my favorite childhood TV shows. I'm actually rewatching it right now, so don't put any spoilers down in the comments. But yeah, when it came to this, a lot of my lines overlapped a lot, and I did that with a lot of the art styles just because it helped me create clean lines. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to having to have such clean lines when it comes to art. So this was definitely something new, but it was pretty fun. I liked not really having to think much about rendering. Everything was just kind of like flat colors, cell shading, and it made the whole process of creating these 10 art styles, even though it was a little bit annoying, it made it really, really fun because I was like, I don't really have to think. It's just like laying down some lines, laying down some color, and then you're done. And I mean, if you can't tell already, I referenced Amethyst just because we're built pretty similar. Like, I think Amethyst is like 4 feet tall. You know, she's pretty thick. She's a little bit on the more robust side. So I was like, yeah, I'll reference her. I'll add in like the cute little bubbles, kind of like how Steven does with his powers. And then I added like a glow effect on the front and the back, and that was pretty much it. Steven Universe. Okay, so remember earlier when I said that P-Trial was my favorite and then Avatar was my second favorite? I want to say that this Adventure Time one will probably be my second favorite. Actually, I think Avatar will be my third favorite, only because like this one is paying an homage to my dog. She passed away like a few years ago, you know, shout out to her. Molly, she was mad old though, so she lived a good life, but I thought it would be really, really cool to add like a ghost in it, like kind of how Jake is. Well, Jake's not a ghost, but Jake and Cake are the companions of Fiona and Finn. So I was like, I'll add my dog as my companion, but I'll make her a ghost. So I had to reference like a bunch of different photos because in Adventure Time there are like sentient and non-sentient animals, I noticed, and Jake is, you know, Jake and Sugar are one of the sentient animals. So I didn't even realize that their eyes are totally different, which might be like a deeper meaning actually, but I'm not sure. So I was like, okay, I have to give them the eyes of all the sentient dogs, because there was an episode where like they had went to, it was just like a bunch of dogs in like a city or whatever, and I realized that like, oh, okay, this dog's eyes, or all these dogs' eyes, are different because they're sentient. So that was like a little like kind of maybe like an Easter egg or something. I don't know why they did it, but it was actually, you know, pretty interesting when I had realized it. So I pretty much mixed up a bunch of different dogs in order to look like my dog, or what I think my dog would look like. And then I kind of went in, made her look like she was glowing, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Adventure Time. So this third one, I almost can't even really take seriously because my little sister started busting out laughing when she saw this because she said it looked just like me. And I think that's because she thought it looked like the characters from Family Guy. It does kind of, at first it really did look like Family Guy because like all the proportions were messed up. I didn't realize it in the traditional sketch, but then when I went in to do the digital part, I was like, oh, okay, like yeah, that looks a lot like Family Guy. I obviously went in and changed that just so it could look more like the Gravity Falls style. And then once I did that, I think that immediately transformed everything, and I was like, oh, this is like really, really cute. So I took a lot of inspiration, as you can see, from Mabel with the whole like sweater thing that was going on. I wasn't going to add the hands, but then I was like, I'll add the hands, and then I'll add sneakers because Dipper was one of the only people in the show to wear sneakers. I was like, everyone was wearing these like sock boots, and that's apparent across a lot of the cartoon styles. All this, everything's just super simple. So you'll notice that like people don't really have flowy clothes. They don't really have like sneakers. It's all just kind of like these little sock booby no, they're like little bibs. What are they called? Oh my god, booties. They're called like booties, I think, where it's just like a sock on the foot. So that was like one of the things that I noticed, and I think I ended up changing it by the end of it just so it could be more like the actual style and kind of look like these shoes that I wear all the time. And I also went in and gave myself a really long ponytail because I love that cartoons just have really long hair for like no reason. And then that was it. Gravity Falls. So this next style actually has a pretty interesting beginning phase because I didn't know for the Chowder art style if I wanted to go more Chowder or more Panini, only because like nothing in Chowder really makes sense. Like I don't know what anybody is. I just know Panini is a bunny and I think Chowder is a cat. Everybody else, I'm like, I think Mung is like a human or something, and I was just like, you know what, I could pretty much do anything. So originally it was like me, kind of like how Chowder is, like just a mixture of a bunch of things, and I really thought his hat was cute, so I wanted to like add that in. Then I was like, you know what, I don't want to necessarily steal aspects from the main characters, So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna change it. I was like, I'll just be more kind of like how Panini is. I'll make the ears extra long, kind of like an ode to like super long, you know, cartoon hair. Then I'll give myself glasses and give myself kind of like the scrunchie that will mimic almost the hat on Chowder's head. So that was pretty much what I ended up going with. And then when it came to the fabric, I tried to make it match more of like a color that I would wear. So instead of it being like that bright or like that kind of mid-tone purple, I tried to make it kind of like black or blue. So if you'll look really closely, you can see the pattern, but it is kind of hard to see like farther away. But I did end up liking this a lot. I think it kind of looked a lot like me, like if I were in the TV show. That outfit is definitely something I would add. And then I went in and added those little like candy things that they were fighting over, and that was pretty much it. Chowder art style. Alright, so I'm gonna tell you this right now. Just a little disclaimer. I yassified myself in the teenage robot style. My teenage is a robot? My teenage robot? I can never remember the name of this. I just know that whenever I try to look up on Pinterest, they be trying to flag me for something inappropriate. I feel like I can never find images of this TV show on Pinterest because the name is just crazy every time I look it up. But no, on a more serious note, I did yassify myself a little bit. But I was like, I'm a baddie in this style. Like, look at me. Like, I got the bust down. I got the phone in hand star earring. I was just so hyped after I got this one done because I thought it was so cute. And I just remember watching this show so much as a kid. But I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, I have no idea what it's about. Like, I just know it's a girl and I think she's like a superhero vigilante. And her parents are like scientists and she's a robot. That's literally it. And yeah, it was a good show. And she was a baddie. So I was like, I'm gonna be a baddie. One thing that I did do though in a lot of these art styles is I wanted you to be able to really see what was going on. So if you'll notice here, like I wear a lot of black, but my hair is also black. So I tried to make the blonde kind of extend all the way down behind my body so that it would kind of show the silhouette of the character. And I just felt really smart when I did that. I ain't gonna lie. When I did that, y'all, I really felt like an artist. I was like, oh, okay, like I really am learning a little bit. And yeah, I just wanted to like kind of add that little tidbit in there so it just doesn't look all muddy. And then I went in and added a little bit of a background, and that was my teenage robot. I think this is the fifth art style. It might be the sixth one. And if you can't tell already, it is Star versus the Forces of Evil. That show was goated, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Back when I did watch Disney Channel, that joint was fire. Actually, you know what? RIP to Disney Channel. Actually, RIP to Disney Channel and Cartoon Network, because they had some good shows on there. But yeah, when it came to this art style, I pretty much referenced Star most of the time, only because at this point I was like, alright, I know I wear a lot of black. Every video you guys see me, I'm wearing black, but I was like, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm going to keep the black clothing, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. I was like, if I'm a magical girl, if I'm an alien from outer space, you know, I might do a little something different. I might have me the boots that Star is wearing. And I might have me some little colorful tights. Why not? Especially if it's a color that I know I would wear. So I added those in there. I added the Star decal. I added my flower ponytail holder, which I love so much. And then I kind of went in and just changed all the colors and made them all super interesting. Oh, and I also added my my Fitbit too, because I always got that Fitbit on. If you haven't seen it yet, you'll see it eventually. It's always on my left arm. Like, it's been on for like 3 years straight. And yeah, I did this funny face because I just thought, I think Marco had did it once, and I was like, oh, that's like mad funny. And then I went in and I added a little bit of background, and I didn't like it, so I went in and added a portal, and I really liked the way this turned out. The portal was 10 times better. And then once I had finished up all the little final details, it was done. I know I'm talking like mad fast, like I'm trying not to, but I just feel like I'm talking really fast, so sorry about that. But this art style right here, funny enough, this was my original idea when it came to the Amazing World of Gumball like TV show. But then I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. Let me try to just do something more recognizable. So I went in and I created a cat character. But then I was like, nah, I'm gonna go with my original weight idea, because my little sister was like, nah, the weight idea, you being a weight, is actually really funny because I work out a lot. Like, I don't look like I work out, but I do be working out like a lot, y'all. So then I went in and I just added the face that I had originally on the other Adventure Time? No. The other Amazing World of Gumball character, just because I liked that, how that face did look. And then I kind of went in, added some legs and some eyebrows, like a lot of the like not human characters but like object characters have. But then I also went in and added a like weight stopper, I think they're called, as like an earring, because I thought that was funny. You know, it didn't make any sense, but I just thought it was funny, so I wanted to like add it in there. And that's why you see me like struggling to like add it in this clip, because I didn't know where I wanted to add it in. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. I didn't know where I wanted to add it, basically, so I ended up adding it, I want to say, on the right side. Eventually I do add the like little, I think it's called a weight stopper, a weight clip in there as like an earring, and then there it is. Amazing World of Gumball. So for the very last art style, it is none other than Teen Titans. And not Teen Titans Go, the one where they're all chibi. I was going to do that one at first, but then I was like, you know what? If we're going to do this, we're going to do it right with the original, okay? The Teen Titans original TV show that was on Cartoon Network like 10 years ago, right? Now, when this was on paper, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I was like, I think the concept was good, but I didn't do it justice. So when I went into it digitally, I tried to be a bit more positive with the outcome, and it actually did help. It actually looked really good. I referenced Raven for her face and the pose, and then Starfire kind of for the hair and the powers, and then Robin for the boots and I think the leotard sort of thing that it had going on. And once I kind of went in and started adding all the stylized highlights and lowlights and glowing effects, I really enjoyed the way this looked, and it actually ended up being one of my favorites. I would definitely put it in the top 5, like 100%. And at first it wasn't going to be that way, so I'm actually shocked that it ended up turning out so well. And then I kind of went in and did the same thing before, where though I'm having black hair and a black outfit, I added the blonde behind my body just to kind of push out the silhouette of the actual character. And then I just kind of added the blonde streaks, and then the highlights in the back, which really helped a lot, and it was done. Teen Titans Go. No, Teen Titans, not Teen Titans Go. And with that, the 10 art styles challenge is done. Thank the Lord, because even though this was very fun, it was like low-key a little bit tiring, but it challenged me, and I'm actually very happy about that. If you guys would like a closer look at all of these styles, I'm pretty sure at this point they should be up on my Instagram, so you'll be able to get to see like an individual look at all of them. So shameless plug once again, it is down in the description, and I will try to put it on screen as well. Jordan, remember to do that. And if you guys enjoyed the video, and if you watching, please like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate that. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.